Alrighty, I gotta go first. Explore.
Alright. Did you know that there are 19 major religions in the world? These religions can be broken down into 270 smaller groups, and then they can be broken down again into even smaller groups. Just the Christian religion alone can be broken up into 34,000 religious groups. So religion, wrong button. Alright. Just the Christian religion alone can be broken down into 37,000 religious groups. So religion is obviously an important part of today's society, but it's not taught in public schools for fear of discrimination. Religion should be taught in public schools because it helps create understanding and is the archetype for the moral values. With the way that the world is at the moment, it's more important than ever to know and understand other religious beliefs. Without studying religion, how can students understand topics like the Crusades, the formation of India and Pakistan, and the election of John F. Kennedy? Many teachers use the separation of church and state as an excuse to not teach religion in social studies classes. We as Americans need to take a closer look at the world's religion and incorporate them in our public schools. The opposition to teaching religion in public schools say that the consequences are too large to worry about teaching it. The opposed say that it would cause an unfair advantage to people living in school districts where their religion is not the predominant one. For example, if a Muslim family lived in a predominantly Christian neighborhood, the public school would be most likely to teach Christian values, which would be both unfair and uncomfortable. It could also lead to long-term effects. The segregation between religious groups becomes more defined and obvious. People of certain religious groups would live in one school district, while those of others would live in separate ones. This could create further contempt for other religions. They say that religion should stay at home. It has no place in the school. Public schools, as well as private, should focus on the general education of future generations and leave personal beliefs at home for personal time. We have taken God, religion, and theology almost completely out of our school's curriculum in an attempt to not offend those with other religious backgrounds like atheists, agnostic, and non-believers. As a result, the students' morality level has steadily decayed as violence and hatred are peaking and taking control over institutions. Public schools should look at a religion as a purely educational tool to help enhance social study. Public schools can neither foster religion nor preclude it. Our public school systems must treat religion with fairness and respect and vigorously protect religious expression as well as the freedom of conscience of all other students. Educators should be completely unbiased about religion in our schools. If they allow religion in our schools, they should protect religious beliefs and not discriminate. Educators need to have an absence of personal belief while teaching religious subjects. Educators should leave out all personal beliefs while teaching about the different religions. They should not use a class based on religion to try and change a person's religious beliefs. Religion is crucial to the development of the mind. Religion does many things that help promote a healthy mind. As we all know, religion helps instill a sense of purpose for many people. In general, higher levels of religiousness are associated with lower levels of reported depression. We have all heard stories about how religion was able to prevent somebody from committing suicide. So that shows that people need something in their lives to believe and confide in. Religion also imparts morals and values to people. Religion teaches that it isn't good to get revenge or to hate. Most religions are about love and understanding. It teaches us to forgive and forget, to not go out of our way to intentionally hurt another person. Religion is also used as a guide for our everyday lives. It shows us how to react to certain situations. There have been cases where people have turned to types of religion or God as a crutch, replacing the need and desire for the addiction with the overwhelming feeling of forgiveness and acceptance from a church body. Another thing religion does that not many people think of is that it gives us somebody to blame. Sometimes when something goes wrong in our lives, we just need somebody to blame, and religion gives us that. Looking at the disadvantages and reasons why we don't teach religion is because of the broad spectrum of sub-denominations and categories. It is thought to be difficult to cover all of these in a class and would be too costly to fund the many different religious courses. Many people are extremely literalistic, while others dissect and whittle down many meanings and teachings to support what they are interpreting from what they are gathering from the text. This sets in fear for many that the possibility for further corruption and misguidance will be taught in higher volume. However, teaching religion in public schools can give us several advantages. First and foremost, it helps students understand complicated things in social studies. Without studying religion, how can a student possibly understand such topics as the Crusades? It can show students the driving force behind things such as the Crusades or the first pilgrim coming to America. Without the understanding of why things happen, it's hard to understand how and why they happen. Another advantage about teaching religion is that it helps create an understanding of other religions in the world. Human nature is a funny thing. It's all about chaining events together to get the base emotions. When a human doesn't understand something, it eventually shifts to fear of the object or idea. The fear can then turn into hate. At the base of most violent acts, it's either hate or fear. With the understanding of other religions, there is no longer need for fear or hate. The United States has in the midst of a surge of immigration that would drive the foreign-born share of the population to 14.7%. In America, there have been an increase of immigrants coming to the country. By teaching about religion, we can more effectively help them integrate themselves in our country. It seems like public schools are always using the separation of church and state as an excuse to not teach its religion in courses in school. The separation of church and state basically says the governing body is not allowed to promote religion over any other. This includes any government-funded program, including public schools. Indeed, it is instrumental in teaching one of the main goals of American schools, the development of active citizens. While this is crucial to the equality of all people, it has allowed our vision of the world to narrow. If we can learn about other religions, it can help us understand the cultures better. Understanding other cultures and countries can help us in multiple ways. Understanding why people do things they do can help us stop wars before they start. Negotiating terms for better trade and give us all around better friendship with other countries. There are several ways to go about teaching religion. One of those is to make a completely separate class for religious studies, as a whole giving general knowledge of multiple types of religion. This class should be completely voluntary and only taught in high school. This allows those that wish to utilize the option of the course, while not offending those that choose not to have any involvement with the course, while at the same time opening doors to those that need to otherwise never would have found religion to help one cope. It would be best taught by someone who is in the social studies department and treated like the history that it is. The class should focus on all the 19 major religions and some minor ones, depending on the class. The class should not be used to try and change somebody's religion. Another way to teach religion in schools is to teach religions as they come up in history. For example, when students go to the Great Crusades, they can study Catholicism. While this is a good idea, it would still be too narrow and would still miss a lot of religions that had impact on history. So does religion belong in public schools? If handled correctly, then yes. For far too long, we have used the separation of church and state as an excuse that hinders the growth of both students and the country. While religion, we can understand other countries better and learn how to negotiate with them through their religion. In the long run, teaching religion will help this country, despite some short-term consequences. Religion has and always will be a major contributor to the country. It is what makes us the greatest country in the world. We should nurture and allow the religious freedom to grow past the level we have set.